Free and fair elections, really one of the cornerstones of our democracy. One vote, one voice. But there's something else that's equally powerful, maybe even more so, and that's money. It's the grease that keeps political machines alive. It can put people into office, keep those out of power they don't want, or break a campaign if you run out of the money. It's the lifeline of politics, really, and I bet many of you have received those annoying phone calls or emails. Donate just $5 more, even though you've already contributed. But it's never enough, is it? Well, here's why. There are people and organizations with very, very deep pockets that are influencing the political process. A lot of it, dark money too, and out of sight. And perhaps the most notorious, biggest player in money in politics is George Soros, a ruthless political activist and hedge fund tycoon who made a large part of his wealth by shorting the British pound, profiting over $1 billion, becoming known as the man who broke the Bank of England. Yes, your political voice in dollars is competing with that guy. Just for perspective, think about this. Consider how much you, your family, your friends, and neighbors may have donated to political causes in your entire lifetimes. You have that number? Good. This is how much George Soros spent since 2000, nearly $21 billion influencing global politics. That would take a person saving $100 a day over 575,000 years to save up to that amount. This is David versus a very big Goliath, a very loud political voice to compete with. Now, this show's exposed George Soros' dark money before as the man behind America's broken cities and open borders, pushing hardcore leftist district attorneys across the nation. We've also exposed the radical political organizations he's funding. But tonight we're exposing the massive propaganda machine that's backed by Soros, waging an information war so vast, so deep, it should frighten every single American. Because not only is he proud of his enemies, he believes that, and I'm quoting, the arc of history doesn't follow its own course. It needs to be bent, and I'm really engaged in trying to bend it in the right direction, even admitting that he's a globalist dedicated to crushing national sovereignty. This is a man committed to the New World Order. And thanks to a report from the Media Research Center, we now know that George Soros has bankrolled over 250 groups to influence worldwide media, using journalists and activist media to shape opinion on nearly every continent. George Soros, without a doubt, is the global propaganda czar, and has positioned himself as an ally to the media, a sugar daddy, if you will, shielding himself from scrutiny. Think about that for a second. It's a master plan, and he's playing chess on 3 levels when we're playing checkers. Well, here are just some of the organizations he's backing. Well, you've heard of NPR, of course. Well, Soros foundations have donated over $500,000. By the way, NPR has a 48 million weekly audience size across all platforms. And this is an organization that pushed the "Don't Tread on Me" Gadsden flag as a symbol of dangerous far-right extremist ideology. That's right. So if you're a patriot who loves our history, NPR thinks you're a whack job. Here's another one, Project Syndicate. George Soros funneled over $1 million, describing themselves as the world's opinion page, the perfect publication for a globalist, appearing in over 66 languages, promoting globalism, abortion, climate lockdowns, and anti-Israel propaganda. Some notable contributors, Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates. Even George Soros has written over 100 articles with that outlet. His first piece was titled, "The Capitalist Threat." That's all you need to know. Now this one is interesting. Jen Neiffer-Daskal, founding editor of Just Security blog. Soros funded the publication with almost $700,000. But that's not all. This Jen is an Open Society fellow and was handpicked by DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to co-chair the Disinformation Governance Board. Soros through Mayorkas to that publication. That's right, the Ministry of Truth. And while we're on the subject of truth, let's look at the Poynter Institute. Soros financed almost $500,000 to its fact-checking network. How convenient. And guess who they own? PolitiFact. Now, I'm sure you've heard of PolitiFact. Facebook, Instagram, and many others use PolitiFact as a weapon to hammer conservatives. Look me up. Take a look at this. Donald Trump's fact checks from PolitiFact, 75% of them were negative, while Joe Biden received nearly 57% positive ratings. By the way, Trump was fact-checked almost 1,000 times. Joe Biden under 250. Does that seem fair and balanced? Of course not. But not surprising when Moneybag Soros hates Donald Trump.
Clearly, I consider the Trump administration a danger to the world, but I regard it as a purely temporary phenomenon.
Yeah, a temporary phenomenon. Now, it makes sense. George Soros believes that because he weaponized not just American media, but the global propaganda network, that he would be able to take Donald Trump down. And it's obvious why Trump fought against globalism, while George Soros is hell-bent on crushing national sovereignty.
The European Union was a very inspiring idea for people like me. I considered it the embodiment of the idea of an open society, like-minded countries getting together, sacrificing part of their sovereignty for the common good.
Oh, there it is. Sacrifice your sovereignty for the common good. That's it. That's the end game. The New World Order, where nation states are relics of the past, and he uses his foundations to build relationships to achieve his political end. But as you can see, he's not just behind politicians or political groups. He's behind much of the media around the world, doing everything he can to control the narrative, because whether you like it or not, this is an information war. And we're all caught up right in the middle of it. And whomever wins will determine the fate of not just America, but the world, the new world order.